Hello students, today's topic is dialogues and this topic you can see on page number 360. After the end of Salt March, the British government convened a series of roundtable conference in London. The first meeting was held in November 1930 but without the preeminent political leader in India, thus rendering it an exercise in futility. Gandhiji was released from jail in January 1931 and the following month had several long meetings with the Viceroy. These culminated in what was called the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, by the terms of which civil disobedience would be called off, all prisoners released, and salt manufacture allowed along the coast. The pact was criticized by radical nationalists, for Gandhiji was unable to obtain from the Viceroy a commitment to the political independence for Indians. He could obtain merely an assurance of talks towards that possible end. The second roundtable conference was held in London in the latter part of 1931. Here Gandhiji represented the Congress. However, his claims that his party represented all of India came under challenge from three parties. From the Muslim League, which claimed to stand for the interest of the Muslim minority, from the princes, who claimed that the Congress had no stake in their territories, and from the brilliant lawyer and thinker B.R. Ambedkar, who argued that Gandhiji and the Congress did not really represent the lowest castes. In 1935, however, a new Government of India Act promised some form of a representative government. 2 years later, in an election held on the basis of a restricted franchise, the Congress won a comprehensive victory. Now 8 out of 11 provinces had a Congress Prime Minister working under the supervision of a British governor. In September 1939, 2 years after the Congress ministers assumed office, the Second World War broke out. Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru had both been strongly critical of Hitler and Nazis. Meanwhile, in March 1940, the Muslim League passed a resolution demanding a measure of the autonomy for the Muslim majority areas of the subcontinent. The political landscape was now becoming complicated. It was no longer Indians versus the British. Rather, it had become a three-way struggle between the Congress, the Muslim League, and the British. At this time, Britain had an all-party government whose Labour members were sympathetic to Indian aspirations, but whose Conservative Prime Minister Winston Churchill was a die-hard imperialist who insisted that he had not been appointed the king's first minister in order to preside over the liquidation of the British Empire. 1942, Churchill was persuaded to send one of his ministers, Sir Stafford Cripps, to India to try and for a compromise with Gandhiji and the Congress.